let's start our mapping. So let's look at the source and target XMLs. So every student's tag should have student transmission tag. So this is the root tag from source and this is the target root tag. So I'm going to map root tag to root tag. So drag it here. So we don't need any logics. This is a straight mapping. Okay. Then for every student node, we should have student record, right? So we should map student to student record. I'm going to map this as well, right? So now we have to map the student key. So what is the transformation logic we have? Let's go to our Excel, and for student ID, we should map student transmission slash student record slash student key. It is a mandatory field and the transformation logic is direct mapping. We don't need any logics here. Let's do that. I'm going to map student ID to student key. So now let's go to the full name. So what is the logic we have? We need to concatenate first name with a space and then the last name. So we have some standard functions in message mapping. There are inbuilt functions in message mapping. We can use those functions to achieve these transformation logic. So what is it saying here? Concatenate first name and last name. We have a function called concat. So it will concat string 1 with string 2. We can specify the delimiter as well. So let's see how to do that. So for the full name, we need to concatenate first name and the last name as well. So I'm going to map these two fields with full name. Let's open the mapping logic. You can click on this mapping logic line and open this bar. So now we have first name and last name and the full name. So these are the source fields and this is the target field. Let's remove this mapping. I'm going to implement a logic here. We have multiple functions, but I'm going to talk about concatenate here. So search for concat. Here you have. Otherwise, you can find it under the text and then concat. You can search or you can find it under the text functions. So I'm going to use concat, and for concat we need to give two string inputs. So I'm going to say first name. I'm going to drag and drop it here and drag and drop it here. First name and last name. What should be the delimiter string? What should be the delimiter? It should have just a space. That's fine. So I'm going to delimiter string as space. Okay. I'm going to map this to the full name. So we have completed the transformation logic. We are concatenating first name and last name with a space and mapping it to the full name target field. Right. Next is the gender code. What we have here? Gender code should be mapped with gender field. And what is the logic? If we receive male, we should send M. If we receive female, we should send F. So let's see how to implement this. So I'm going to drag and drop and open this. Here we have gender source and gender code as the target. Now, if you go to conversions, we have fixed values here. So I'm going to use this to implement this lookup table. So whatever we have, when we have multiple values, we usually call it as lookup table. So what this lookup table telling us? Male should be mapped to M, female should be mapped to F, otherwise U. Okay. Use the fixed values and give the input field. I'm going to drag and give input and drag and to the output. So we have implemented fixed values. Now we have to configure it. So what should be the default value? We should use U, right? If it is male, we should send M, female F, else U. So U is our default value. So I'm going to say U. And on fail we have to use this default value, right? And we have to maintain a lookup table. So click on advanced and we have to provide key and value pairs. So whenever I receive male, I should send M, and whenever I receive female, I should send F. right? So this is how we maintain lookup tables in message mapping. Okay, so we have implemented this logic as well. What is the next logic? We should map DOB to birth date and convert the date format. So let's see how to implement it as well. Birth date should be mapped with DOB, and drag and drop here. And we have couple of date transformation functions as well. If you see the drop down, we have date and we have couple of options. I'm going to use date trans. It will transform the date from format from input to output. So I'm going to use it, and we'll say date and here. So what is our input format? Let's check the logic. So it is the YYYMMDD. So copy this and paste it here. So this is our source format. And what is the target format? We should send YYYMMDD. Paste it here. That's it. So it will transform this date format to this date format. Okay. Go to the next field. We have contact info, email address. We should map email address. So what is the logic? Convert to lowercase. Take email input field and convert it to lowercase. So let's see how to do that. So contact info, we have email. I'm going to map it, and we have couple of text functions, right? So open the text functions, and we have two lowercase and two uppercase. We have two options. We can use two lowercase, and we should give this string as input and this. That's it. And what is the next field? Phone number. For phone number, we should concatenate country code plus number. Let's see how to do that. And here we have phone number, map the country code and the number as well. Okay, so we should use concatenate function again. Here we have concat and country code should be concatenated with number. And what is the delimiter? You should use hyphen. So I'm going to say hyphen and map this to output, right? That's done. Next, nationality. So you should have a lookup table here as well. In stands for IND, US stands for USA, else we should use the key. Okay. So for nationality, let's map the country, right? And we have to maintain a lookup table. In the conversions, we have fixed values, input and then output, and the default value is you should use key. So on failure, you can use key. We don't need any default value here. So go to advanced, and we need to maintain the lookup table here. If we receive IN, we should send IND. If we receive US, we should send USA. That's it. Okay. So let's check it. Yeah. And what is the next field? So department is direct mapping. So we can directly map the department. So department to major. And what is the logic for academic admission date? It is a conversion, date conversion from one format to another form. Okay. Admission date, and what function we should use? Date conversions, date trans. Map this, and copy this. So all the date formats are case sensitive, like we discussed during our content modifier topic, where we have created current date, right? So small yy should be written using small yy only. Capital MM month should be written using capital MM only. Date should be written with small dd only. So these all are case sensitive. We should be keep that in mind. And for the output, we should have this date slash mm slash 5. I'm going to copy this, right? So we have converted the date. So what's our final logic here? So it is for GPA. If the GPA is greater than 8, we should print distinction, otherwise we should print first class. Okay, so let's see how to implement this. So for GPA, I am going to map it to grade category, and we are talking about the condition, if condition, right? If it is greater than 8, then we should send a distinction, otherwise some value, first class. Okay, to compare two numbers, we have greater than, less than functions in message mapping. So go to the arithmetic, and here we have greater than. So take this, and GPA is greater than 8. To write the 8, we can use a constant function. So here we have constant. So this function will simply hold whatever we write in the value. So I'm going to say 8, the number. So if the GPA is greater than 8, then what should we do? So we are talking about if condition, right? So message mapping does have if condition. So under Boolean, we have if. Okay, take this if. And what is the condition here? So we are checking GPA is above 8 or not. So this is my condition. And what is the true value? If it is true, we should send distinction, right? So to write the distinction text, I should take another constant, and I am going to write distinction. Okay, and paste it here. And for the false value, or else, I should send first class. So I'm going to take another constant and write first class, map it in the false value, right? So connect this grade category to this one. So we have our logic. If GPA is greater than 8, then it sends the distinction, otherwise it will send the first class. Okay, we have covered all the mappings, and let's try to deploy this. And click on OK. Turn on the trace, deploy. So we have our output. Let's see this data before the mapping step. We have student details in this structure: students, student ID, personal details, all these things. Let's look at the final output. Body, and there we have student transmission and student record, and we have all our logics. So student key should be mapped as it is, and for full name we have concatenated first name and last name. For gender code, whenever we receive male, we are converting it to M. If we receive female, we are converting it to F, right? For birth date, we have changed the date format, right? 2002, 05 is the month, 14 is the date. And for nationality, when we receive IN, so if you look at the source payload here, for this student, we have IN, right? So IN is translated to IND. And for contact info, we have all the letters in lowercase. And for phone number, we have concatenated the country code with a hyphen delimiter. And for academic details, we have major, we directly mapped the department as it is, we didn't apply any logics. And for admission date, we have a date transformation. And for grade category, we have distinction. Let's check this student, if what grade he has in his GPA. So this student has 9 in his GPA. So it is above 8, right? So it gave distinction as the text. And for other student, it applied the same logics: full name, gender code as female, USA, small letters, and mapped the country code with the phone number and delimiter hyphen, and department, date, and grade category as first class. Let's check what this student's GPA is. So this student GPA is 6. So it is below 8. So this is how we implement transformation logics using message mapping. We have number of functions. So if you are interested, you can check each section we have arithmetic functions, boolean functions, node functions, text functions, all these things. If you are interested, you can check one by one and you can try to implement them. They are straightforward. I will explain the complex ones. We are going to continue this message mapping session, and in the next video we will discuss other couple of functions as well. We have node functions, so they are a bit tricky and they are very important in the interview point of view. They will ask you about node functions for sure in every interview, so we have to know what all the node functions are, how to use them, how to configure them, right? So in the next video we will discuss more on the standard functions.